Fate channel checking in. Jonathan here with another episode of 5 Questions, where I ask our guest 5 questions and exactly 5 questions. And today we've got a very special guest. Why? Because they didn't want to be here. No. They said, hey, I'm busy, maybe later. And I told them they were being exactly like Garage Gym Reviews, COOP. And as soon as he heard that, well, he said, forget about it. My guest today is none other than Gluck from Gluck's Gym. We tried to get Winnie, who's the real star of his YouTube channel, but you get what you get, and you don't get upset. The last time he did an interview that I saw, unfortunately, he fell asleep by the second question. So I've got, frankly, if he knew what I was going to be asking him, he wouldn't have agreed to be here. A little bit about the Gluckster. He started his YouTube channel shortly after 2020, and man, oh man, it took off like a bat out of hell. It took off like one of Elon Musk's rockets. It has absolutely skyrocketed in the home gym community, and when you look at the numbers, when you crunch the numbers and pull out your calculator, he actually gets more views per subscriber than the king himself. Garage Gym Reviews, COOP. So it is great to have him on board. He's clearly amassed a fan following because of some of his honest talk, his great introductions, and the fact that he's got an addiction to adjustable benches. Just recently, he went all in. He went whole hog. He quit his day job and is now living the YouTube dream, doing it full time with a Slack channel, with the Patreon, with the Discord channel, with the website, the whole 9 yards. Gluck from Gluck's Gym, and he is wide awake even though he has a newborn child. So Gluck, you've watched all my videos. You watch them as soon as they come out, comment, like, the whole 9 yards. So you know exactly what is entailed. Almost every YouTuber starts off with that high in the sky dream of going full-time. Very few YouTubers ever even stick it out, let alone get the chance to go full-time and quit their day jobs. You've had a lot of hard-fought success in the home gym space. Frankly, you've taken off, but obviously there's a lot of hard work behind that. How and why did you decide to go full-time? And also, you know, from a lot of these online gurus we hear,
if you want to take the fucking island, burn your fucking boats.
do you have a backup plan for the channel?
So I like the energy. I like that it's authentic and not just a camera persona here, but you threw a lot at me, so I kind of forgot. What was the first question? Oh, so I went full time because my wife, Winnie, basically gave me the choice. She said that with the baby coming, I need to either go full time or go back to teaching and get rid of the channel. And I thought it was kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. I've been teaching for 17 years. So I can go back to teaching, which I think was the second part of your question. If this doesn't work, what would I do? I teach in a shortage area. I'm an engineering teacher, robotics, video production, that kind of junk. So it's hard to find teachers like us. So I would just go right back into it if it didn't work out. But it basically came from Winnie saying, you got to pick one or the other, because I was probably spending 70 plus hours a week between the 2 jobs, just, you know, doing my normal job teaching. And then if I had free time between grading or prep, I'd be writing things up at work, at school. And then I'd come home and like record at like 10, you know, sometimes I'd go to bed like 2 in the morning and I have to get up for work for my real job. So it wasn't too hard to make that choice, you know, to like, kind of like you hit on, not a lot of people get to live out that dream. So just to take a shot at it, I kind of thought it was worth it, and I went for it.
Are you putting out more content than before, or is it the same amount of content, same high quality content, but you're just actually doing it in a normal, you know, work week, 60-hour work week?
So I'm technically creating more content. I'm just not releasing more content. I have 4 videos filmed right now, counting the one that comes out tomorrow. So in the past, what I would do is I would, you know, film maybe a couple days ahead, and I do B-rolls and editing. You know what it's like. I'm putting probably 20 hours a week in at that point doing that kind of junk. And then the night before, I'd have to edit, put it up on YouTube, figure all that YouTube magic out. And I'd go to bed really late and get up. So now I'm not in that boat. I'm a few weeks ahead. So sometimes the videos you see are weeks old. I actually filmed with Basement Brandon like a month ago. Still haven't edited it yet. But I have this, it's a little bit less stressful because I'm not worried about Thursday at noontime, this video coming out. I have this buffer, or whatever you want to call it. which is helpful. But eventually, if I get enough ahead, I will release more content.
And for those of you who don't know, Gluck's Gym, he releases Thursday at noon. And I'm the first one to comment and like, of course, and give him a hard time. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, all of the links are going to be in the description. Here we go. Next question, Rogue Fitness, probably the biggest manufacturer of home gym equipment, or at the very least, probably the most recognizable name from the community at large. And for so many years, they were leading the charge for putting out new, exciting equipment. But in 2023, and this year, the year that we are in, is Rogue Fitness just overrated from the home gym perspective?
That's a tough one. Overrated. I don't know if they're overrated. I think we go like a pendulum where it becomes cool to knock something for a while. So I think if you went to Facebook groups and other areas, you'd probably see people calling overrated, overpriced, other things like that. I think they make solid equipment. I just think it can be expensive. And we've seen a couple slips from them lately, like the MG4, the original one was a little wide, and the AB 3.0, I really did not enjoy that bench. Just with the original pad stunk, and then the second pad wasn't particularly good either for like $700-800. So I think when you're number one, and I think in the home gym sales wise, I think they blow everybody out of the way. I think it goes, Rogue, and then Rep is an easy number two, and then Titan and Bell's I think are fighting it out. And I'm sure Titan's way ahead sales wise, but I think Bell's is maybe catching up a little bit in the catalog. But I don't know. I don't want to say they're overrated. I think there's parts of their catalog that are overrated. I think people have, and I never understood this, like a corporate loyalty. So I'm sure you've had videos where you critique something and then somebody on you back because why are we defending multi-million-dollar corporations? I don't know. If it's your thing, it's fine. I have corporations I like, I suppose, too. I'm sure I've done it. But it's just I don't know if they're overrated. I think they make a lot of good equipment. I just don't think everything they make is outstanding. I love their barbells. After I got over the problems I had with their rack, I use their rack all the time. Winnie uses the Rep rack behind me as her rack. My rack's on the other side there. But when it costs that much money, you have high expectations, right? High prices, high breed, high expectations. So, people like to fight about everything nowadays. So I wouldn't say they're overrated. I just think they get a little pricey, but who isn't?
For so many years, the biggest home gym personality on YouTube has been COOP from Garage Gym Reviews with the mustache.
Jonathan.
No, yeah, that's close. We're close second. We're like twins almost, but you get the idea. So it's been COOP. Obviously, his passion for the community is just a mainstay in his earlier videos. His honesty, while he's currently the main face of the channel now, he's since sold it, right? So we know he's not necessarily the owner of Garage Gym Reviews. Some of your videos, you strongly hinted that, more influencers should articulate, when they're doing paid promotions and when they get the equipment for free to do the reviews, as well as when their links are actually affiliate links. So people can kind of go into the reviews and go into the links with their eyes wide open. Recently, after some of your videos have come out, Garage Gym Reviews started mentioning that he uses affiliate links, started mentioning when he gets equipment for free, but of course, his reviews are still honest. Do you feel like that was because of your videos?
I don't think in large part I've done anything for this industry. I might have had maybe a little influence there. I have had COOP reach out to me and say, it's nice to have some competition. So I know he knows I exist. And for those at home that don't know what Jonathan's talking about, Garage Gym Reviews sold a few years ago, and it's just fine. I don't fault COOP for selling. You and I understand the stress and the pressure of making content. I think where a lot of people get angry about it is that they, as you're hinting at, weren't up front, right? There's no, a Barben just sold too. So, but Barben came out and made a public statement about it. There's no public statement from Garage Gym Reviews. So I think that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when they made that video that said, hey, our channel's expanding, but they didn't say like, we've technically sold to actually quite a large corporation. But to answer the original question, I like to think I had a little bit of pressure put on some people. I don't know that I've ever influenced Garage Gym Reviews, but some people to be a little more honest about what they've gotten. I think when I got the Aries for free, I had like less than 10,000 subscribers. So when people saw, hey, this guy has this $4,000 machine for free, how does these channels, these larger channels, how are they not getting things for free? And there was a time where Garage Gym Reviews did not say that. I'm not saying that was purposely intentional or whatever. I'm not close with COOP. Like I don't know how things work. I'm very naive to all this stuff. But when the little guys start saying it, it looks weird when the big guys don't. So, you know, I think maybe there's a little pressure there, but I don't have any delusions that I've, you know, helped or pressured the industry in any way. You know, I get some views, but I'm not getting hundreds of thousands. So I don't know how many people really know me.
If you do the math, if you pull out the calculator, and for those at home, I have, technically, you get more views per subscriber than Garage Gym Reviews does on current videos that come out. Now, that I don't know what that means, and I'm not trying to say that, you know, the Brinks truck is rolling up to your house with bags and bags of cash, but, you know, COOP probably takes a lot more notice of your channel than you probably think, because the numbers don't lie, and neither does the bar. We've seen Chat GPT come out. We've seen AI kind of blow up, and we've seen, you know, technology with regards to home gym just kind of take over. I'm talking Peloton, Tonal, Nordic Track, Fusion CST, and Fight Camp, which you reviewed. So we've seen a lot of this technology go into home gym equipment to be bigger, better, more gains, faster gains, more technology. You know, for the long term, is this new high-end equipment legit, or is it just a fad destined to be the next Facebook Marketplace, you know, release?
So we're talking tech in general. I think, can you see that mirror in the back?
No, corner? I can't. It's blurred out.
Oh, it's blurred out. So there's one of those pieces that you're talking about right there. And I was going to do a video about the reality of being like a reviewer, because that company hasn't responded to me and their tech doesn't work anymore once the video came out, which is an interesting side note. But I think where we're at right now, if I am not doing what I do, I wouldn't buy that equipment. I don't think it's to that level. I think a lot of the times the companies developing this stuff, I don't want to say they don't lift, but they don't have the understanding of people, you know, like a Basement Brandon who's done this for how many years and has done every lift and can pull an insane amount of weight and has done how many programmings and programs. Well, he doesn't program for other people, but, you know, he has such a great understanding. I don't think they have people like him behind a lot of that tech, at least from what I've seen. You know, there are some that work fairly well, like a Tonal, and then there's a lot that don't. I don't think it's going away. I think if anything, COVID exploded that. A lot of companies coming out of the woodworks to try to find their place in that, you know, that lane or whatever. But it's just, for me, what I've played around with, and I've done a few of them, it's not there yet. I think maybe in a decade or sometime in the future, we'll figure out how to integrate it better. I don't know they're ever going to beat the basics of just throwing a barbell and some plates on. Like, there's beauty in the simplicity of a lot of what we do in a dumbbell, in a barbell, in a power rack. That's not to say it can't be improved. Are we searching at sometimes things that don't need to be improved? You know, are we forcing it sometimes just to make something new? I think some stuff like velocity training, where it's tracking you or tracking your form, some of that stuff could be cool in the future. I just don't see a lot of it. Or at least me, if I'm not doing this online for a living or as an influencer, or a reviewer or whatever, I don't see me personally buying any of that stuff. But then again, I wouldn't have bought 3 courses of stuff at this gym. So what do I know?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I see a lot of the stuff marketed to like non-lifters, and I feel like it's kind of like their job is marketing to pull you in, knowing that once you buy it, it's going to be like January 2nd, right? The gyms are loaded up with new members, but the whole gym mantra is like, okay, you're only going to be here for 2 months and I'm going to have your money for the whole year. Final question. This is one that I am guilty of 100%. You know, with social media and influencers just pushing the latest, the greatest, the most expensive equipment out there, and it's in part it's because that's what get views. And I know we shouldn't chase views, but hey, there's a reason Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast, is because he gets all the views. And of course, as a YouTuber, we want that instant gratification, that reward of knowing that we put out a good video, so we get the review. Do you feel guilty in any way for not necessarily highlighting some of the budget, bare bones home gyms out there, or encouraging people to go more budget? I know you do have a number of videos pushing budget in terms of, like, build a home gym for $1,000 or less and stuff like that. But obviously, when it comes to views, the Aries and the big stuff that's super expensive is going to get the most hits.
I do feel pressure in some extent to get views, in that I don't want to spend a ton of time researching, buying, and figuring out this video that people aren't going to watch. I think, though, you have all types of levels, but I think the extreme levels for views are budget. There's more budget people than high-end people, and people that enjoy high-end. For whatever reason, our Aries videos, a lot of Aries videos got a ton of views. I'm sitting right next to the Aries, that's why I'm touching it. But my video tomorrow is the cheapest power rack I could find. It costs $200. It's an absolute piece of shit. I hate it. But I think that is popular too. Not maybe for the fact that this one is a piece of junk. People sometimes like the negativity, but some of my most popular videos, actually my most popular video is my $1,000 budget video I made a couple of years ago. So I think you can get views either way. You just have to, you have to pitch them in very different ways. So I don't feel stress in that I'm trying to represent everybody. Sometimes I feel like I do waver one way and then try to overcompensate and go back. But I don't feel like a stress, like I have to do a certain thing. I just want people to, I put my heart and soul and everything I have in my videos, so I get very disappointed when people don't watch. But that's on me, and trying to manipulate the algorithm and do the best job I can. I don't feel a whole lot of stress to make money or whatever. The channel is what it is, and like I said before, if it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to teaching. I actually make less money now than I did before, so it's not a big deal.
The beauty of YouTube, right? Bust your butt and it just roll the dice. So Gluck, I want to give you 30 seconds or as much time as you want. Tell people what they need to know about your channel.
That's the hardest question you've done. I don't know.
3 weeks later.
All right, well, that was horrible. I will do you much better. Now, Gluck's
Yeah,
gym,
you will.
he is fantastic. Here's what he does well. Awesome introductions, right? He really does, he kind of pulls you in with authentic, funny introductions. There's some good humor, and it's honest, okay? Whether you like it or hate it, it's honest. And the best part about his whole channel, which you may not know, is Winnie. Winnie's the best part. He clearly pulls her out whenever he needs views or needs to sell some affiliate links. But if you're looking for honesty and you're looking for some good back and forth and you're looking for someone who supports the home gym community, Gluck's Gym on YouTube, glucksgym.com. He's got a Patreon. He's got the Slack, the Discord, the whole 9 yards. He's got stickers. You get the idea. Check him out in the description. If you want to see more 5-question interviews, then check this one out. And if you made it this far, we are officially best friends, like COOP and Gluck's Gym. Hey, we're like Nike and Michael Jordan. We're like Joe Biden and... Hey, we're best friends, band of brothers. Thanks for watching, and as usual, don't save anything for the trip back.
Job's done.